So, Dr. Minch, as you're about to become President-elect, well, you've been voted President-elect, you'll be installed in April, and then you'll be President in a year. Over these next 2 years, what do you think your role will be, and then your focus would be as, a leader and a president of the TMA?
Well, of course, as President-elect, that's a year that you spend defining, kind of your relationships with the board members and with the other leadership that's here. I've been fortunate enough to really be involved in this leadership now for several years. And I have not been on the board the last year, but before that I've been involved pretty much for 6 years, I think, in a row. I know most of the board members, but the new guys coming on board, I don't. I need to get an idea about where they think this organization should go, and the ways that I feel they need to respond to the issues that I think are important. Of course, I'm going to be supporting our president, both DePercio, who's been a great president, and Ruffner, who's a strong president coming on board. So I'm a team player. We'll be watching their initiatives and certainly are supporting them. My key issues here have been for some time, have been the medical liability reform, and I've been working on that for 6 years. And I think there's a good chance that we're going to get caps, significant reform, including caps, by early next year in 2011. Now, that's a prediction, and I was hoping that would have happened 2 years ago. But I think it's going to happen in 2011. And for those of you who are watching this, the important message here is to make sure you make it to the polls in November. We'll need a few seats, but it looks good. It looks like we're going to get them. So medical liability reform is going to be a primary agenda of mine. The second thing is the Futures 2 Task Force, which has been going on now for 2 years. It's forced this organization through a process to look at the meaning of TMA, why it's here, what it should be doing, and to define its goals in a more specific way, so that we're looking and asking our members what's important, and then using our resources in effective ways to address what they need. And that is a process that you don't just do every now and then. That's a culture of an organization that you continue to look at yourself on a regular basis, and you have the mindset that whatever I'm doing today, is it the right thing? Am I doing it the best way? And how can I make it better? And so if I can get this organization to feel that that is an ongoing issue, that's going to be something that I'm going to work very hard to accomplish. I'm also going to be looking at the national health care reform. I think that we're going to have something. Personally, I've been pretty frustrated with the AMA. I understand why they're trying to stay at the table, but I see that we're kind of getting to the end game here of a process, and I think something is going to be passed. I think it's going to be passed by a group of people who don't necessarily heed the majority of the American people. I think that's a dangerous thing, and I think that AMA probably should be standing up a little stronger to that right now. All that being said, I'm a team player. Okay, I still believe that all of us sticking together work better than splinter groups who are ineffective. And so I think we need to support the AMA. We need to encourage it. If it needs to be changed, I think it should be changed from within, but I don't think the AMA should be destroyed. Also, once this bill is passed, that's just the beginning of putting it into law. It then translates into a group of rules and regulations which determine how that law is going to be enforced. And so that will happen, if I'm right, during the period of time that I'm involved in the leadership here. And I think that we need to continue to have a strong voice in Washington when those things happen. If you noticed at the healthcare conference that Obama had, we had 3 of the 40 people at the table that came from Middle Tennessee: Marcia Blackburn, Jim Cooper, and Lamar Alexander. So we carry some weight there because we've had this experience with TennCare, and we can surely tell some people how not to do it. So that's going to be something that's important, I think, for us to carry forward.
Okay. Dr. DePercio has launched an initiative to try to get more women to join the TMA
Yes.
and be active in our organization. How important is that?
Absolutely. You know, when I started in the medical school, there were 3 people in my class who were women out of a field of 171. You know, at Vanderbilt now, more than 50% of the people entering medical school are women. You know, that's something that we have to develop the communication skills, and we have to understand what it is that women in medicine need out of TMA in order to serve that important group of our membership. Certainly, we'd like to have every member, every doctor who's in Tennessee be a member of TMA. And so I believe that's about finding out what it is they'd like to have from us and then figuring out how to give it to them.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say or add to speaking to your colleagues out there?
I would say I'm just proud to be a part of this organization. This has been a wonderful thing. The more I experience here, the closer I get to see what's going on, the more I understand how important it is to make this organization that's been around since the 1830s. This organization was started by the assembly here in Tennessee because they knew they needed professional input on healthcare issues, and they understood that healthcare was very important to the well-being of the society. It's written in statute like that. And so we're the caretakers of an organization that's been around that long with a noble purpose that's important to the state of Tennessee. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to serve that cause.